Hi everybody, Keith Robinson, Executive Vice President with Better Homes and Gardens. And today I want to talk about a concept that is something that I've worked with a lot in my business. And it's this concept of an emotional bank account. And as I've talked to agents over the years, high producers, top performing, peak performing residential real estate agents, they get call reluctance, where they reach for that telephone and it feels like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. Oftentimes that's because they feel that they're violating what I call the emotional bank account. Let me explain just quickly how it works. The basic concept is this: if you were going to call someone from your database that you hadn't talked to in 6 months, your emotional bank account's probably at 0. And you know, or you believe intuitively, that if you call and ask them for a referral, then it'll go from 0 to negative. And it's going to be really challenging for you, especially in your database with people that know you, trust you, and love you, to feel super comfortable about taking that emotional bank account out of balance and getting a negative balance on your emotional bank account. The way to combat that is to make a deposit. So how do you make deposits in the emotional bank account? The single best way to do that is a face-to-face contact with a conversation of value. But face-to-face takes a lot of time. So one way you can leverage that is by having a telephone call where you are communicating with them about something that they will find real value in. Normally I recommend that you talk to them about the question that we get asked hundreds of times a week, which is, what's going on in the market? Everyone's always curious about what's going on in the market. So when you're making those prospecting calls into your database, when you're calling your database to ask for referrals, the first thing you should do to make sure that you keep the emotional bank account in balance is to have a really great answer and communicate very effectively about what's going on in the market. Because when you do that, they will have had a great experience with you, you'll have given them some information that they were curious about, and you will have now made a deposit into that emotional bank account. And then an interesting thing happens to your psychology. Your trust level with being willing to ask for the referral will go way up. Your confidence level will go way up, because now you know intuitively that you've made a deposit. If you make a withdrawal, the account is still even. So as you're making your prospecting calls, just think through this concept of an emotional bank account.